guys, Tiffany here with a cosplay tutorial on how I made the shoulder pads for my Alice cosplay from the anime Sword Art Online Alicization. And the pattern for making these shoulder pads are available on my website www.tiffanygordoncosplay.com or see the link in the description. To first start off, I used 4mm EVA foam and traced every single piece of the pattern, including the trim and all of the base pieces, onto the foam. And once that was done, cut out each piece with an X-Acto knife. Next, I heat treated each of these pieces with a heat gun, and then traced where all of the trim would lay on each of the pieces and applied contact cement glue to both pieces, letting them fully dry before attaching them together. At this point, you should have, for one shoulder pad, 4 individual pieces. The next step is going to be attaching part B to part C. And to do this, you're going to want to sand the 2 pieces that are going to attach together at a 45. And this will be where you have the top part of the piece where it is longer and the bottom half of the piece where it is shorter. So your angle, when you put the 2 pieces together, will make it fit and come to a point. And for connecting these 2 pieces, again, we're going to use contact cement glue, applying it to both of the edges, and then when they are dry, attaching them together. And a little helpful tip for attaching these 2 pieces together, you're going to use a table, having the 2 pieces with the top half facing towards the table, starting at the bottom, and slowly using the table to push the 2 pieces together, and it will naturally curve into the 2 pieces and fully attach into one. And here's what it should look like. Now to attach part C to part D. And for this, you're going to do the same process of sanding at a 45, both the part that attaches from C and D. This time, it's going to be the opposite of before, where the bottom part is now going to be the longest and the top part is going to be the shortest of your 45 sand. And once that's done, again, you're going to apply contact cement glue to the edges, let them fully dry, and then attach them together. This part will be a little bit more tricky to attach together, so I recommend attaching both of the sides together first, and then slowly working both sides to attach them going towards the center. And here's what all of the pieces should look like so far. The very last piece that we're going to be attaching is the strap part. And for this, you're going to want to sand all of the edges flat and then round them slightly with the sanding drum. And when that is done, you'll apply contact cement glue to the back half of the shoulder pads and to the top half of the strap, letting them fully dry and then attaching it. The strap should be attached on the inside of your shoulder pad. The final step will be a very light sand on your seam between B and C, just lightly smoothing out the seam so that way it does not look pointy and messy. And congratulations, the EVA foam part of this shoulder pad build is done. Now for priming your piece. For this, I applied 3 heavy coats to both the top and the bottom half of the shoulder pads using Plasti Dip, applying even coats throughout the piece and waiting between each coat around 45 minutes to an hour to dry. And once it was all done and dry, it is time for painting. And for this, we're going to be using Createx Colors Wicked Color Airbrush Paint. Starting off by painting the trim of the shoulder pads. And for this, I did a mix of Wicked Gold Chrome and Wicked Opaque P-Roll Orange. And when it was dry, I masked off all of the now painted trim and then did a base coat of the opaque black and waited for that to dry, and then did 2 coats of the Wicked Gold Chrome airbrush paint. And here's what it looked like so far when all of the masking tape was removed. And because this character is an anime character, and I wanted to replicate more of how the armor looked like in the actual show, there is lots of black lines everywhere for each of the pieces. So for this, I went around all of the trim for the shoulder pads by hand using the airbrush paint Wicked Black. And for sealing all of the paint, I used Createx Colors UVLS Clear Satin, applying a thin coat by hand with a paintbrush onto the entire surface. And for attaching the shoulder pads to my actual self in cosplay, I used Velcro. And for this, I applied contact cement glue to where it was going to sit on the shoulder pad, on the underside part of the strap, as well as to the inside bill part, and attached the Velcro pieces when the contact cement glue was dry. The only step left now is to attach the shoulder pad to the cape where the Velcro pieces were, and then the shoulder pads were completely done for my Alice build. Thank you guys so much for watching this cosplay tutorial for the shoulder pads for my Alice cosplay from the anime Sword Art Online Alicization, as well as a really big thank you to all my supporters on Patreon who helped funded this cosplay tutorial. Please consider to support on there to see more cosplay tutorials, as well as like the video, comment on what you liked about it, and then subscribe to the channel, and I will see you for our next cosplay tutorial. Much love, guys. Mwah!